I pull out. Maybe I don't deserve to fight for the title now. We have McGregor. He's going to fight with Mayweather. He thinks he's going to fight with Mayweather. And Tony Ferguson. Who? Now this is the biggest fight in UFC lightweight division. Tony versus me. This is the biggest fight. And I don't understand. I hope I fight with Tony. This is my dream fight. If UFC say, hey, you want to fight for the title or you want to fight with Tony Ferguson? Of course I say, give me Tony Ferguson. I want to fight with him so badly. This is crazy. This is my #1 dream fight. These were the words of Kabib Nurmagomedov. I definitely didn't say that right, but it's okay. I'm not Russian. Um, yeah, so he's come out talking about obviously everything happened with him failing to make weight for UFC 209. Now, obviously it was a massive disappointment. Everyone wanted to see that fight. The main event was pretty rubbish, and I think everyone knew that was going to be. And this was definitely the people's main event. This was the one everyone wanted to see. And when I know how I felt when I got the news, it was devastating. I really was excited for this fight. I haven't been as excited for a fight in a long time. It was gonna be mad, but it didn't happen, and it hasn't happened 3 times now. I mean, that is crazy. How many times do you see people scheduled to fight 3 times and it fall through every time? I know one of them was Ferguson, but still, it's happened 3 times, regardless of who it was and what the circumstances was. That's a crazy thing to happen. And does it make them a liability? Does uh does UFC think I'm not going to be putting these two together because one of them always seems to drop out? How can they risk their show building it round those two? Because let's be honest, that's what that other show was built around. It was all built around them, and then it's just off, and everyone feels like there's a hole, there's a void that's not been filled. A great fight you really wanted to see that you don't. It does. It leaves like a hole at the end of the card, and it just leaves a sour taste in your mouth. Now, what I don't understand is if this was his dream fight and it was so important to him, why didn't he make weight? He's made weight previously. I know he's missed weight previously, but he's made weight previously. I know things can get complicated, but I see him on embedded, sitting in a sauna with a suit on. Now that is so unhealthy for you. That is ancient. That why anyone is still sitting in a sauna with a sweatsuit on, trying to sweat out that excess weight is beyond me. It's not rational to be doing that. It's mental, and that's why he got sick. Now they even said they probably could have saved the fight if he went to the UFC doctors instead of the hospital, but he messed that up as well. What I don't get is, like I say, if this is his dream fight, if this is what he wants so badly, how was he so unprepared? How like we have the biggest encyclopedia ever created at the tips of our fingertips. Now, right on our phone, you can search any piece of information in the world, and he's making silly mistakes like this. I don't understand. Now, maybe his body is just too big for 155. Maybe he's got to that point in his life where he's got big. When the older you get your man strength, you get your man size, and it's harder to lose weight because you are naturally a higher weight. Maybe he's got to that point. Maybe he is actually a 170. He's very big for 155. He's not that tall. Like he's reasonably tall, but he's quite thick all over. He doesn't have any skinny bits. He's quite a stocky guy, and obviously he shows that by throwing people around and beating them to a pulp. So yeah, he didn't say when he's going to be coming back, and he didn't say anything's been confirmed. So we have no idea what's happening. Hopefully he comes back and fights Tony. It's the fight we all want to see. Like I said, I'm a bit concerned about the UFC not wanting to do it, but obviously with their new money making things, it's doesn't seem like they care too much about what fans care about. And if it does fall through, they'll just put on another card because that's what they do. Um, what do you think? Do you think maybe he's just got too big for the weight? Do you think he didn't want to fight because of all these silly mistakes that it seems like you shouldn't be doing or making as a top professional fighter? Um, and lastly, who do you think would win when if they do end up fighting? Who do you think will come out on top? It would be a great one, and I'm not really sure. I can't pick a side, so let me know. Put your opinions in the comments and give us a like, and thank you for listening.